Okay. Well,
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first of our actual live Twitch streams.
No.
Which has been brought on by the fact we don't like to edit videos, and it might be more fun just to have you all asking Dan random questions, because Dan really doesn't have enough stress in his life. So I think it's up to all of you lot to ask him those difficult questions on streams like this.
More pain points. That's what I say. More pain points.
Yeah. Exactly. What else would you be doing for anything? But the main purpose of this is, of course, to talk about what's coming up over the next week or so. Isn't that right, Dan? Oh, not next week. Let's just say over the weekend.
Over the weekend, yeah. We've got a couple of bits. Someone in the chat just said buff multiverse. Maybe. But
honestly, you're always there. There's someone always there saying that.
Yeah. Let's talk about. So we want to talk about the 4 cards I want to talk about on this stream that are coming out over the weekend.
Okay.
And then we want to talk.
Enlighten me. What are they?
Let's start with the first one. The first one is the Eastern Spotted Skunk. Look at that. Excellent. Isn't that brilliant? How he's like doing his little handstand there.
And that's not a tame skunk. That's just a wild skunk doing a handstand.
I believe it's it's probably a wild skunk because the reason they do that is because they're ready to spray.
So they stand on their hands.
They're
about to spray you in the face with their nasty sort of sulfurous organic compound.
Absolutely, it's the grossest thing in the world.
You've experienced it, now?
I imagine so. I haven't actually experienced it myself.
You've imagined experience being sprayed on by a skunk. Excellent.
It's an interest. So from a card design perspective, so it's when drawn if your deck contains smell. That's one of our 5 senses cards. You give your opponent minus 20 power per turn this turn and next. So it's a great card for hitting your opponent for a couple of turns. Smell, as I mentioned, is one of the 5 senses, and they're going to get a little bit of support in the future. Little tip for you there.
Yep. Wait, that's actually a decent card. Why should that surprise you? Just.
Do you know what? They're all decent in their own little way. They might not be like good or look good or have game utility, but they're all decent. You know, all of them.
I think this one as well. I like the idea of the skunk just generally and them spraying you with something.
Yeah.
And in my brief momentary bit of internet research here now, I found out that the spray or thiol that they emit, which is an organic sulfurous compound, can actually temporarily blind you.
I have to be.
Not only do you stink, which I believe one of the cures for is bathing in tomato juice, so like a big bloody berry. But it can also, effectively blind you, so you can't even find your way to the tomato juice to get rid of the smell.
Alison is in the chat holding down the fort, and I do have to apologise to her because most of the cards do look amazing. I'm going to say that the ones that don't look amazing are the ones that I found images for me with my child's Photoshop skills. There are some that look like they've been cut about in they've been cut in MS Paint, and that's because they were.
I think that could be a challenge.
Yeah.
For 1 week, just entirely cards edited in MS Paint, or give everybody in the team a pack of crayons and just tell them to get on with it.
Okay. Have we had enough of this skunk now? I think we have. Let's move on to the next card, which is the QR code.
Good Lord, Dan, that feels a bit trendy and new for my liking. What's
I know.
That about?
It's a barcode on steroids. QR, of course, stands for quick response. And in the game, it's going to be it's a card you want to play early. It's a card that will do minus 10 power to your opponent just whenever, but it will do another. So it's all your opponent's cards rather. But if it's the first turn of the round, it'll do an extra minus 10, and if it's the first turn of round 1, it'll do an extra minus 15 power. So you want to play it early in the round if you can, or early in the game to get the most out of it.
That's excellent. Okay,
yeah, it's good fun. It's a nice image as well. It's not the.
I like with this as well that I was reading that a company is now putting these on gravestones, and I like the idea of the sort of mischief that you could potentially get up.
Yeah, I imagine it'd be. Yeah, I mean, the instinct is to rickroll.
Yeah, definitely. I also like the idea of just a series of posthumous recordings or videos of me prior to my death, proclaiming that I'm still alive and trapped somewhere below. Whenever anybody scans the QR code, would be good.
If you're watching this, I'm still alive down there. Can you be?
Exactly. Yeah. Just get someone. See if you can actually get someone to pick up a shovel and exhume you. That should be the goal. If you're going to stick a QR code on your grave, I think.
Yeah.
Right, Dan. What else have we got? We talked QR codes. That's a pretty decent ability, isn't it? Yep.
The next card I want to show you is Wilhelm Albas. He was an astronomer, and he's in the Watching the Skies collection. He's discovered the asteroids Pallas and Vestas, but he's more known for the Albas paradox, which is this idea that if space is infinite and there are an infinite number of stars out there kicking out light all the time, how come we can see black space between the stars? Surely every line of sight from the Earth should hit a star and therefore be lit. So what's that all about? Does it mean that the universe is actually finite and there's not anything there projecting light? One to think about, certainly.
It is.
Yeah.
That's right, crikey. Yeah, that is an interesting thought.
Yeah.
And we could have told he was an astronomer because his portrait's been on stars. Or is that Allison's masterwork going on there again?
Yeah. See, we've got plenty of black bits between the stars there to really knock the theme back in.
He looks a fairly earnest chap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And his ability, if your deck contains 4 or more space cards, this card will get plus 26 power this turn. And when it's returned to your deck, it will reduce the energy cost of your Mega Math and Watching the Skies card, so it will reduce its own cost. And if you are playing to have that Watching the Skies buff, you're going to have at least 4 space cards. Yeah, I think it's cute. Cute from a card ability and utility perspective, not necessarily from that guy's cute perspective.
I can see how some people might find him cute. I was like being introduced to a new paradox. I hadn't heard of that.
Wouldn't climb over him to get to Nostradamus, put it that way.
No, definitely wouldn't. No. With a very regal nose. Okay, what else have we got? I'm going to let you say this, Dan, because I can't pronounce this. So
I don't know if I'm pronouncing this correctly or being pretentious when I pronounce it this way, but I'm going to try it. This is the Magisasada Cassinii.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I've practiced that. Can you tell? It's a bug. It's actually the first of our cards for the next week's theme, which we'll go into in a little while. But its ability is while in hand at the start of each turn, and if your deck contains 3 or more Going Underground cards, so you have to have some Going Underground cards, this card gains plus 6 power until played. So it's a card that will continue to get better as you keep it in your hand, as long as your deck has 3 Going Underground cards in it. It's a good card for small decks that like cards with small energy requirements. You keep it in one hand, it's already above the PPE curve, and it gets better and better and better the longer you keep it. And just look at those eyeballs, those bulging eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, frickin' fricks. Good that you are here. We're delighted for that. And I'm assuming it's as well because it's a cicada. These things have a crazy life cycle, don't they? As well, like live for
they do like decades in some cases. Something like 17 years, which is in bug years is eons. And, their mating ritual is very interesting. They will, in groups of thousands of them, they'll all come towards their potential partners and let off a 2 to 4 second buzzing sound, and then it's on, baby.
Seems nice and simplistic in my view. So it's a lot of time and effort.
I don't remember it being that easy, but
for people like us, Dan, it's never easy. No. Right. Okay. And we're drawing towards the end of the sort of things we want to blow our trumpet about in terms of cards.
We are, yeah. I'd like to talk about.
We do like to in our weekly videos talk about leagues. So let's have fire away.
Let's have a look at some league rules. I have a lovely graphic for the rules themselves, but not for the little collection buffs. So we'll talk about this. Next week, we're going to have a league with a starting energy of 20, an energy per turn of 14, and an energy cap of 20. And let me find the rest of the rules because I don't know them off the top of my head. So
I just see in the chat there, while you're looking that up, Dan, Alison's claimed to be very tall and said, ask Dan or Duncan. I can confirm that Alison is in fact a homunculus and not very tall. She's making that up.
This is solid.
Dan, if you click on the wrong thing here, everybody's going to see everything we're going to do in the see.
No, that's all right. It's fine. Don't worry.
This is live madness.
It's all right. No, they can't see this screen that I'm showing you.
Okay.
So let's
fly up on in front of us here.
Let's break kayfabe for a minute there. Duncan is looking at my screen so that, but he's not looking at the screen that you can see.
Dan
it's a
was
bit
about
confusing.
To give away about to give away the crown jewels there, folks. And unfortunately, he didn't.
It's loading slowly, but it is here. Here we go. So, there you go, week 81. So, Horrible Halloween is going to get 60 power. Science will get 40 power. Life on Land will get 30 power. History will get 20 power. Paleontology will get 10 power. And Space will get 25 power.
Right.
So that's good, isn't it?
Again, I tuned out, and to be absolutely honest there, Dan, this is the problem with live stuff. You see, I'm now, because I was forced to click on another screen to actually see what we're seeing live, my eyes have started tracking the chat here where Alison's claiming she's 8 foot tall, and I missed the last bit of that. Can you repeat that for me?
Okay, let's go again. Bearing in mind this will be in the email that's coming out this evening, so you don't have to write it down.
Okay.
It's Horrible Halloween will get 60 power. Science will get 40 power. Life on Land will get 30 power. History will get 20 power. Paleontology will get 10 power. And Space will get 25 power.
Right. Crikey.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good week for science. We don't do a lot of science buffs, so whenever they can get some help, it's always good.
Yeah, I think. But do you want to take a few questions, Dan? So anyway, rather than just pretending that Alison is more than 3 foot tall, maybe you could write some real questions in the chat there.
That's a good idea.
Because she's a forgettable height, people. That's all I can say. So science slowly getting better. I'm thrilled. Thank you. Yeah, excellent.
Why do you hate Life on Land?
Do you hate Life on Land, Dan?
Apparently I do. The Sky is Better. Next.
Well, so hang on. Let's dig into this a little bit deeper. Which is your favourite?
My favourite of the albums.
Yeah.
Okay, my favourite of the albums, I think, is probably Science. It's not necessarily the strongest. It is getting a little bit better. But I like most of the subjects in Science. Okay. It covers for the moment. It covers quite a broad spectrum of things. More decks. So. Kujahoon asks, more deck slots when?
Well, you before we go on to that, Dan, not let you skip. Okay. Kazito 14, Tamarin buff or multiverse buff, and when? Over your dead body is the multiverse buff.
No comment.
It's the day you literally pop your clogs. Isn't
that's
it?
what I'm gonna put on my QR code on my grave. Is the eventual? That's the multiverse buff there. Deck slots when we feel like it. It's something we've talked about. It's not something we've got any plans for at the moment.
Any reveals on your next evil plot, Dan? I'm your plot's been so evil in the past. I've not been entirely aware of them, but I'm assuming they've...
That's the beauty of them. It's only very silly evil geniuses that allow their plots to be to spiral out into the public.
Okay, so you're one of the clever ones who never gets found out.
Exactly. Yeah.
And anything exciting? Any sort of blabbermouth thing you wish to spew right now?
Not really. No, not.
Okay. That's a shame. Maybe next week, folks, because I think Dan has plans to do this next week.
Okay. How close is coffee to being made? Asks Evil Pumpkin Dan. Very soon, because we'll be going offline shortly, and I need one.
Hang on, how close is coffee when? That coffee card we're referring to?
Yeah, so there's a few cards in the game that refer to stuff that might be coming out in the future that it might buff.
Right.
Coffee is one of them. It's been so long that I forget the card that it's on. But
how long, Dan? How long have people been waiting for coffee now? Because that's
good couple of months they've been waiting. It's on our radar, and we do want to get to it soon. We just need to find the right collection for it.
I'd be interested in facts about coffee. One of the things I've always been confused about coffee is, people say it's got more caffeine than tea and things like that. I'd like to do a good myth-busting card on coffee. I think that appeals to me.
Yeah.
Oh, extinct animals. Like that idea. We got lots of extinct animals. I think.
Yeah, I think.
Are we talking more recently extinct, non-done?
That's one I'd like to do, like the dodo and the what was the there was a recent animal that went extinct.
A recent animal?
What was it? It was in the news. It was important.
Crikey.
Yeah. Will you? What's we got? Is there a Pomsky card yet? I don't think there is there? The everything part of the universe and everything is just so big, so there will be eventually.
Again, I would say I'm assuming a Pomsky, and I don't know this is a dog.
Well, we should know this because we're the repository of all knowledge.
I'm definitely not. I think we're all very clear that I'm not the depository or repository for all knowledge in any shape or form, and particularly with dogs. It's my dog. There we go. Excellent. Okay. Well, I will say now to I'm sorry to just pass the buck here, but Alison is definitely in charge of cute.
Yeah.
When it comes to it. So unless it's a very aggressive, angry-looking dog, in which case Dan might give it the go-ahead. If it comes under cute, it's definitely going to be Alison's job.
If it's cute, it's Alison. If it's Rottweilers,
yeah. If it's things that would sooner savage you as anything else, then that's definitely Dan.
Yeah.
Neat cards. Revolving movies.
Harry Potter, Walking Dead, Breaking Bad. I don't think I don't feel like we need to extend the Walking Dead's reach at this stage. I think I saw news this week that there's a 4th spin-off show coming along. There's a metaphor there, surely, for shambling long beyond the lifespan that was afforded to it.
Yes.
Yeah, the licensing is the issue there. And we've done apps with licensing before, and they're a ride. They certainly are.
Someone at Friggin' Fricks has asked, can we get a great deck buff like a Mary deck buff?
So cards that target the word great. Does anyone in the chat know off the top of their head how many cards there are with the word great in their name? Because I don't.
Are you offering a prize, Dan? Because that might expedite the situation somewhat.
We'll wait until someone's answered and then I'll say.
Okay.
About 17 or 18. Good job there. And your prize is... yeah.
We'll sort you out with something, Frickin' Fricks.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you're on Discord. Then drop me a message, and we'll sort you out a little treat there for what I'm assuming is a ballpark number.
Yeah. I won't verify it. It's Friday night.
The locomotive unalive human. Toby's written at least 3. Very helpful as usual, Toby.
Okay. 19 actually says Casito 14.
Well, we
see, this is
Alison has designed a beautiful T-shirt, but thus far we send it out for special occasions for our British followers. It's a bit like a Blue Peter badge. I don't know what it'd be the equivalent of for our.
Doesn't get you into Thorpe Park yet, though.
Our international friends, does it not?
No, I've not that I've tried because I don't own a Q shirt, sadly.
But Dan, presumably, I mean, I'm sure in the run up to Christmas, you're going to give away some sort of festive T-shirty type treats on Twitter and various places like that, aren't you?
Probably, yeah.
Or you're just going to give them all to yourself and just gradually wear more and more.
Wear them all at once. Just, I'm the Q.
Hang on, Alison's blowing her own trumpet here. I have a Peter badge, actually. Okay.
Ooh. Nice.
I wonder what that was for.
We'll have to have her on a video in the future to talk about the Blue Peter
Well,
badge.
I think we could do with Alison sitting on some of these calls, possibly Toby as well. We should drag them both into this in future, provided the technology can cope with more than 2 of us on screen at once.
Gotonio asks, can we get podcasts daily? I'm sure you can on Apple Podcasts or Stitcher or Pocket Casts or any of your various podcast outlets. I read the statistics, someone's releasing a podcast every 2.3 seconds or something like that.
Dan, you disappoint your fans. We are working very hard on getting a permanent live feed from Dan's point of view in the future.
Real true human show
in his life
sort of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not going to be as enriching as playing the app, I wouldn't have thought. It'd just be me sort of bumming around the house and eating Wotsits and whatnot. But if that's what people want to watch.
Well, I'd like to live that lifestyle, Dan, just wandering around eating Wotsits. That's the sort of thing I would like to follow on a regular basis.
Yeah. Right. Should we take 3 more questions?
No, yes, frickin' Fricks. Yeah, message me. Yeah, go crazy. Send me something on Discord, and I can't promise you what the treat will be, but within some parameters of what people define as a treat, it will be a treat.
Yeah. Right, we'll take 3 more questions because it's my night to put the boy to bed, so I've got to go soon.
The boy to bed?
My son.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's lying down out there now, really tired.
Just passed out somewhere on the floor, waiting to go to bed.
When will we get more deck slots? I've answered this already. When we feel like it. We have thought about it. It's not something we're planning to do at the moment, but at some point maybe.
So I think Leo presumably wants more deck slots. But so it is something that crops up. with everything we do, Stan said we kind of stick it in a list of most important things we do. If a lot of you shout at us, then it's something we would consider. Set rule for friendly battle. Frenzy Frog 03.
That is coming. We know that's coming.
What?
Setting rules for friendly battles. Yeah, we've got a whole new big update coming shortly with friend rules. We've released videos and stuff like this.
I should really stop falling asleep in meetings.
Definitely coming.
Okay, that's pretty exciting. That is very exciting, actually, Dan. So presumably we'll have previews of that coming out before we actually do that.
Yeah, for sure. That's it's in sort of the final stages of testing now, and it's looking like a lot of fun. We're having a lot of fun with it in the office.
Oblu98. I don't know if I'm being honest. So is our Planets Collection album coming anytime soon?
So not soon. It is something we want to do. We obviously we've said we'll do it on the front of cards. We've got ideas for how we want to bring it in, but it's something we've got to be very careful about deploying. There's all sorts of things. There's all sorts of because when we released our arts and culture collection, for example, there were all sorts of bits to the app that it touches. It touches the way we put packs out and what we put in the packs. It touches the rewards, all sorts of bits. The level scale. There's all sorts of considerations we need to take into account. And then we've got to figure out the content for it as well. Because our planet, I think it's not a spoiler to say that it's a kind of a geography kind of focused thing.
It is. It's part of an effort, isn't it, to get categories in a kind of better, more appropriate order. Yeah. I think Kim Leo, our planet 2025. Let's go. I think that might be a bit optimistic. We'll see.
Yeah, maybe. Okay.
We scribe these. We write down questions. Yes, you should definitely write down questions next week. Dan will pre-promote this next week, I'm sure. Or if not, even if he doesn't, just send him questions.
Dan will do a better job of promoting it this week, I think.
And we will do a better job now that Dan's completely on top of this technology. Yeah, clearly, as you can tell. But also, it actually gives us longer to actually prepare political sort of answers to every question, doesn't it? Not actually, sort of evading the actual original question. If we have more time to think about it,
maybe we ought to set up a Google form or something where you can submit your questions ahead of time, and then we can cut out the ones where it doesn't toe the party line. And,
yeah, definitely. That will work very well. Are there any plans for countering locks, such as unlocking cards outside of just winning RNG?
Counter locking is something that gets brought up every so often. It's not something we've got in the immediate future of the game. It is a mechanic we think we'd like to do in the future. We're not sure exactly. There's Q as a game is it's an interesting one because you have to because it's not like Hearthstone or something where you play your cards on the board and you have interaction like that. It's a cycling game. It's more akin to something like Dominion or Arctic Scavengers. So you've got to kind of think about when you want that unlock ability to go off properly. Do you do it when you return your card to your deck? Does it something come into play? Basically what I'm saying is there's a lot of considerations around something like that, and we've got a lot of cards that require lock at the moment. We need to be sure that having the ability to unlock those cards, because there are cards that we need to have locked at certain situations for a reason. Lots to think about. Something we'd like to do though.
Gotcha. Okay, Evil Pumpkin Dan. I'm assuming it's not you writing to yourself, Dan. I'm assuming that's someone else.
Yeah, this is all.
I miss yellow Halloween cards. They look so much better. Fill me in.
It's because they were in history and now they're in arts and culture, and I think they look better in arts and culture. I think the pink kind of makes it pop a bit more.
Yeah, yellow and orange wouldn't go well for a jack-o'-lantern, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
So we respectfully disagree, Evil Pumpkin Dan. Assuming you're not the real.
Do you know what I'm going to show? Do you know what I am so confident that pink is the best color that I'm going to show you a card from the future that is in pink and looks awesome.
What? Dan, let's do this.
You ready for this? Boom.
I missed it.
And you never see it again. There we go. Little spoiler there for you.
Holy moly, Dan. Yeah. We'll have to talk about that at all, or do we just have to...
No, I think it's going to come... Well, it's coming out next week, and people will find out about it soon enough. But if you're quick and fast, you can have a look at that. In the VOD, probably.
Okay, I think that's almost rounding up. Will there be any P2W Halloween packs?
Play to win Halloween packs. I don't know off the top of my head, which is really bad because I've been in the meetings where we've been planning these. So
we've got to have a rule about not falling asleep in meetings.
Probably,
Dan. That's silly,
that's the. That's the trouble.
Toby's asked some questions. Ignore him.
This 3 has turned into 8.
Let's do this last one, just because someone's come back to the Our Planet category, which I can understand why people are interested in it, because it has been sort of... We've talked about it for almost a year now, haven't we, I think? Will you be transferring some subcategories over to Our Planet?
Probably, yeah. I mean, there's stuff like natural monuments, which would fit more into Our Planet than science, which is because that's like mountains and natural monuments. There's the other one I'd like to move over is Raging Rivers, I think, but that's all not confirmed yet. So don't get too excited.
Right. Someone's written, wait, tarot decks coming? Question mark.
Yeah.
Well, you've now confirmed that.
That was what the magician was in.
That was what just appeared.
Card,
so, yes, those eagle-eyed among you will have noticed that was indeed a tarot card, which is to start our total conversion to mysticism in the game and get rid of the factual content.
Cool.
You guys rock. Thank you for doing this. No, it's our pleasure.
You're more than welcome. It's not disrupted the home routine at all whatsoever.
It's better doing this in front of an audience than is me just sitting in front of my computer talking to it.
Yeah.
So that's the way I feel about this. You can tarot under subcategory list game.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
There, man.
Okay, right. Well, I'm gonna let the next person in to get a good question in, and then that's it, Dan, for the evening. Not you, Alison. You don't have to ask any questions, but someone else can ask another question, particularly if it's aimed at Dan. Is anybody going to do it? We're going to have a bit of a countdown here, Dan.
Come on.
Is anyone frantically typing, or have they all lost interest and gone home?
Make it a good one.
Hang on. Dan, what is your favourite thing about Duncan?
His wry smile. You will never know my login. You will never know my login.
I was rather hoping that one was going to appear.
What is my least favourite colour?
In terms of cue cards or in real life, is that
just in real life? I think grey is a pretty inoffensive, not favourite colour to have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dan says bright smile, but it's actually the bright background.
Well, you're just a ray of sunshine in general, aren't you, Duncan?
Dan, vice versa. Hang on, Dan.
Dan versus Duncan match when?
It depends on what the match is about. If it's cue cards, anytime really. In fact, it occasionally happens on the odd Friday.
I feel like Alison and Toby should debate, do a podcast episode where we're the subjects. And
if it's sumo, our next match is in a couple of weeks, isn't it, Dan?
Yeah. By the way, you at Fight Club tomorrow?
I will be, Dan. Good. Yes. Okay. Now that the wounds have healed.
Good job.
Okay. Well, let's round things up there then, folks. Thank you. Really, genuinely, thank you for tuning in to this waffle. We hope it will be more focused and significantly more energetic next week. We will do that by injecting some energy and more excitement and being better prepared. But do get us your questions. Just don't wait for Dan to ask you for questions. Just send them to him. Meeting's over. I can listen again.
Sorry,
okay.
Zach, we're off now. Keep it Q. Follow us on the socials. Bye.
Bye.
Take care.